does seem like it's coming out faster, but I don't know if that's because...
Another way to know is if your gas gauge is active there when it has no more liquid, the pressure drops.
So the pressure drops.
Yeah, the pressure is only high when there's a lot of liquid. When it hits.
And when do you stick your tongue on that thing?
Yeah. Yeah. And then sometimes it makes a sound.
Why? It's pumping helium at 4 degrees Kelvin up into there. Why is this transfer tube not iced up?
Well, it's vacuum.
What's that?
It's got vacuum on it.
There's a vacuum on it?
Yeah. Well, I know on this part it said something like this. It's too thin to have it. So, yeah, I don't know why it doesn't myself. Alright, so I'm going to assume that that's full.
Okay.
So I turn off this valve and put this.
Turn off the other little guy, the regulator.
What led you to believe it's filled?
Well, I started to hear a little bit. Sometimes it makes a little siren sound.
Oh.
It goes, you know, it makes a little sound, but the pressure started to drop too. So,
And that's evidenced by your gauge on the helium tank? Or when you say pressure dropping, where do you read that?
on the side of the.
Oh, so it went from 4 to less?
Yeah, it was up about 6 and it went down to 5 and it's going to drop. But sometimes these gauges aren't that accurate or that sensitive, so it's hard to know.
Did it stop spewing as much clouds up top?
Well, as I was telling Kimber, when it gets close to being, when it gets full, you know, that usually the exhaust becomes more active because instead of pushing liquid, you know, it's now pushing helium in there. And
now you have to take the tube out, you take the fill port out, and you put the other stuff back in that was in there.
that's right. So yeah, eventually then you have to switch everything around like you just did. And
So do you just let the helium bleed out of the dewar, or do you need to take that tube out? And
yeah, I can take it out as well.
Well, now it's getting cold.
Yeah, it's funny how it doesn't.
I guess it just was at the equal pressure. So you want me to do one of them?
Yeah. Well, it's stopped now.
Close this. No, it's the freezing of the. There we go.
I think it must have also been, there was a little caulk on the fitting there.
No, grab it.
So actually, I've got a, Steve, put you in here to show you to redo these hooks, because I used to have.
I messed up. Can you take this?
Yeah, so watch what you'll burn yourself, right?
Need hooks on the wall again?
Yeah.
And then this comes off. Did you tighten this at all, or just put it on?
I was tightened a little bit with the screwdriver.
Where's the screw?
There's a little screwdriver there.
There we go. Is it okay to leave this on this boot?
Yeah, that's fine.
You have to put the outlet vent in, back in, the sanitary connection,
Yeah.
before that works. I mean,
So yeah, next thing would be first have to put this guy back on. And actually, this ladder is just a little on the short side, you know, for me anyway.
I'll tell you, the one on Witterbort's thing, I was afraid to go up. I mean, I did go up. Okay, so it's at 9:05 still. So you need a taller stepladder
Well, it's just,
or
for
a
me,
taller person.
yeah, for me, it's just 2 inches too shy, right? Because it's right at the top of my stretch level.
And it won't stay there without that. Let me try. I don't know if I'm taller than you, if my reach is taller than you or not.
Yeah, so I'm at the point where I stretch everything, get clamped somewhere.
Yeah.
But, you know, because there's one way around that is always to move the ladders around, but. It's probably a little taller.
Huh, how about a foot, a thick foot? I probably am taller than you, but my neck muscles don't show that way.
Yeah, I've been doing this for years, so it's just a matter of stretching and. Almost there.
Can you just move it around the post that you're leaning against, or is that, got that?
Yeah.
Did you drop the clamp?
Yeah, it's
Excuse
down,
me.
down behind the leg over here.
You see it?
It's, yeah, it's down on this side of the leg, so. Okay, that's it.
Is it going to be better doing it that way?
Well, usually I have it such that it doesn't go down.
Okay.
Oh, almost got it. Put a break.
Usually when nobody's watching, it's no problem at all.
I always find out that, you unscrew it to a certain point and then, it gives way, right? And you put it
But
back
you have
on.
to unscrew it a little bit more because it has ice on it now.
Quite a bit.
Yep. Okay, so you've got that part back on. And the only thing that's left is doing the fill port is still in on the other side.
Yeah. And then if you go here.
What's all this stuff on this side, the equipment on this side?
Yeah, so this is the
Magnet controller?
pneumatics unit. So this controls all the air stuff, right? The eject, the DT air, and all the air things. This is actually a filter assembly. Goes on the frequency filtration.
Okay. This is the power supply? Magnet power supply?
So this is for the cold zone, which is goes to the probe head, and it's actually 18 degrees Kelvin at Marco. So that's the box for this unit. That's the VT guy.
So where does the sample go?
The sample goes up here. Right over here.
Oh, okay. And it's just the regular NMR tube and it drops down? Or?
Yeah.
And then how does it come out? Pneumatically?
Air. Yeah, it's all done by air, so air on, air off.
I see. Do you need a glove?
Wait for it to thaw out a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, so that is essentially that. It is possible to measure, the height. They actually give you a scale here that you can measure. They have this,
From this point or what?
Yeah. They have this little bumper tube I have around the room, which it senses the interface between the liquid and gas. Yeah, so when you're in liquid, it doesn't pump, but when you just get right above where the interface is, it starts, you feel pumping pressure on your finger because it's, right at the interface, and it evidently it's pressure vibrations.
So how quickly, if you just left this in transit mode and you kept the room at 75 degrees, how long would it take to empty? Do you have any feel? About the same as it would take to empty in there. In other words, the transit mode allows it to vent when it needs to vent without being like a regular liquid nitrogen one. It sounds like a freight train.
Oh, just that.
Yeah, the doer.
Yeah.
So how long can the helium be in that tank?
It uses probably about a liter a day.
Okay.
Yeah, so yeah.
And how many liters come from this?
100. So it will lose a liter or so a day sitting around. So
It's good to fill it quickly.
Yeah.
You have it come in and fill it the same day.
Yeah. Usually, within a couple.
How long does it take, once you order it, how long does it take to get it here?
About 10 days.
Okay. And you have to do it once every 4 months, so 3 times a year. And are the others also once every 4 months, or what? What did it say, 906, 904?
Yeah.
When do you start getting concerned about it? I mean,
Yeah, so
if
there.
it had 700 millimeters and now it has 900, it seems like it was only a third empty.
Yeah, well, right, and at first, you know, you want to have the tank covered by quite a bit. There's the same chart over here. So here's the chart that's on the wall over there, but actually,
So 900
yeah,
here, and the volume remaining is 225, and we had 700.
yeah,
Or 770, something like that. So 168, 225,
yeah.
70 liters.
Well,
Is this in
yeah,
liters?
yeah, a little bit more. You know, probably from about 150
Okay.
so maybe close to 80 liters.
Okay.
Which, you
So
know,
we put in 80 liters at 100.
Yeah.
That's fine.
yeah.
Now, what happens if it gets down to 50?
Yeah, well, so here is the minimum level of normal operation.
Ah, so, okay, so it has to have at least 128 when you start. And you're only going to 50, so you only double it, at the most.
Yeah, so basically, you know, I fill whenever it's about 100 liters down, because that's, you know, what I'm going to put in there is 100 liters, so,
Okay.
you know, if it's,
And how accurate is this? Are these things pretty accurate?
Yeah, I mean, that's real accurate, because that's, you know,
Okay, and what's
machine that
the
way.
difference between these two normal operations of energizing and shimming?
That would be when you were to install the magnet, you want to have a little bit more in there than the lower level. Okay. Because, yeah, I guess when you're energizing and cryo-shimming, I guess you might burn more helium
Now,
off.
if you let it, if it goes down below this, I assume that you make it so that you, let's see, this is July, October, November, no, July, August, September, October, you fill it in November again. Right? So you're never around the Christmas break when you fill it.
Well, right, yeah, indeed, you know, you'll either have to
Fill it early.
fill it early, if you can't skip over it.
Okay.
You have to fill early.
Is 100 liters the quantity that you have to order? In other words, that's the only thing they'll ship, or will they ship 60 liters?
They do ship 60, and they do ship 250.
Well, you got 60 costs more than 100.
Uh,
Well, they ship 250 so that you can take an empty tank and fill
Yeah.
it, I guess.
well, or, you know, the 250 is useful if you're filling, if it just
Multiple
works
tanks.
out, yeah, you got fill all the magnets at the same time.
How much do the others take?
Normally with those, and we fill the other ones, it's usually 40-ish, 40 to 50, 40 to 50.
So 200, yeah, getting 200 would be useful.
Yeah.
And does this hold 200 liters?
No.
Okay. That would be bigger, you need
The bigger. Yeah, so,
So it's not hard, it's just remembering all the steps.
right, and because I'll write this out.
Now, for example, what would happen if you forgot to take that sanitary valve cover off?
Oh, well, it definitely overpressurize it pretty quickly.
But only by 10 psi.
Right, and so basically it would not flow. I mean,
You wouldn't see any change in elevation.
Yeah, you wouldn't transfer much. Yeah.
Okay. So you haven't damaged it then. If you let it get below the minimum, does it damage the magnet, or it just doesn't take good readings?
Yeah, no, if it gets too low, I don't know how much lower, because that doesn't say. Some of these actually tell you, maybe on this page. Here at the top of the magnet.
Kiss your magnet.
Yeah, here we go,
goodbye.
yeah. So here are the same things here. So evidently the magnets probably were about 500 because they're so big.
And so you have, yeah, a tenth of a meter.
If the liquid helium comes down to enough that the top of the magnet is exposed into the gas space, it will quench because, you know, instead of being liquid temperature, it's still pretty cold, but that extra 10-20 degrees Kelvin is enough for it to quench.
When you say quench, it'll stop superconducting.
Right.
And that permanently demagnetizes it, or?
Right, because what happens is that the magnet will heat up slightly, and then the temperature rises, and then it throws
reaches
off.
its Curie.
Yeah, it throws off into
Curie.
and that's when the quench tube is used. Because within, you know, minutes, it will expel all the helium out of there. And yeah, sometimes.
And if it expels all the helium out, you've destroyed the magnet, or it kills all the power to the magnet?
Right, kills the power. Sometimes magnets can survive a quench that, you know, loses all its energy without hurting it, but sometimes it can hurt the magnet.
How old is this? Excuse me. How old is this instrument?
10 plus, I guess 12 or 13 years.
And you've never had any significant problems with cryogenics?
Right.
So that's because you've been here.
Well, yeah.
What are the odds?
Yeah. Yeah, what are the odds? So, I mean, that's why, yeah, to fill when it's 100, you know, since it takes 100 liters to fill, then you let it go to the point where it needs 100
where it's
liters.
pretty much exhausted all that it's going to take out.
And that's then well above the danger point. You know,
Yes.
you really have to go.
But if you leave that open too much, I guess you can get liquid oxygen and liquid nitrogen down in the system. So you don't want air to be infiltrated.
Yeah, that's right. So,
Well, I've learned a tremendous amount, but I feel ignorant.
well, yeah. Once the next fill will fill probably 500 in August sometime. And
Okay, so you stagger them, or do you try to? Do they all go 4 months, or do they all go different times?
different times.
Yeah. Okay.
The little 400 upstairs is the best of them. It could go almost out to 9 months.
Okay. And why is that?
I don't know. I mean,
Because they used to make them better than they make them now.
well, it's the same generation as this one. And certainly the volume is smaller, right? You can say, well, one way you can get it to go longer is to have a lot of extra volume, right? You have a lot of helium that you can waste, and then it takes longer. But yeah, I don't know why. Yeah, I mean, this one should be longer. It seems like in the last 10 years it has gotten shorter. Because I thought maybe it was supposed to be like 6 months between fills.
Okay. And then you record something as to when you filled it last, or?
Yeah, because I got it on my phone. I used to have it in a book over here. Because when COVID came, all of the bookings went away. And they kind of came back out.
Okay.
Yeah, so here it says maximum refill by 135 liters. So you don't want to go below 135. But minimum hold time is supposed to be 150 days, so that's 5 months. So I guess I'm not too bad.
Okay.